Hey, hi Sharendra. Welcome back again.
Hi Rajiv, hi all.
Hi. I hope this afternoon is keeping good for you.
Yeah, good.
Awesome. Awesome. So I think today we have another story coming out from BFSI, as in one of the top three banks that we have in India. They wanted to have a digital transformation done, and they were engaged with a global SI who wanted to bring something called as Digital Engagement Hub for their retail banking experience. And that entire digital engagement hub is supposed to run or execute on top of OpenShift as a cloud native application. And I think this story where we today, I think we want to talk about how the ISV partner or the global SI has packaged their product and rolled out to one of this bank, and they plan to roll out the same application to many other banks, right? So I think with that background, over to you, Shalenda, to tell us more about the success criteria that comes with this packaging model for the bank and for the ISV partner.
Okay, yeah. So thanks Rajiv. Let me share my screen and I can just show you what were the major points. So
Sure.
one of the major requirement from ISB was they were packaging their product as a Helm chart. And as we all know, Helm is a package manager for Kubernetes, which includes a lot of Kubernetes resources which you can deploy and which you can upgrade on any of the Kubernetes cluster. The major requirement was they have a Helm chart to deploy on OpenShift cluster. Now they were looking how to automate the deployment. So at that point, we propose a Jenkins pipeline. Using a Jenkins pipeline, we can deploy that Helm chart into multiple OpenShift environment. Right now, what you see is a very basic Jenkins stages, what has been built to deploy the Helm chart.
Cool. I
So
think in summary, what you're trying to say is that the main ask from the bank was that the entire the rollout of the new version of the product should be traceable, repeatable, and automated, isn't it?
yeah, yes, exactly.
Awesome. And I think so. Why Helm? I mean, what options did you have there? There are multiple ways. I'm sure you know on OpenShift that you can onboard an application or a product. So why Helm? I mean, what options did you check there?
So the options what we have was like always the ISV can build an operator which will give you a level 4 or level 5 of integration, deployment, packaging, and then auto what I can say the delta correction and all those things would be very flexible when we talk about operator. But I would say that is a next level of maturity of the product. Right now, they have packaged their product as a Helm. Okay. If I talk about the advantage of Helm, like yes, you can do the manage your version of your deployment, which deployment resources, all the Kubernetes resources can have a version assigned to them. So that's the advantage what the Helm was bringing up. So one of the challenges, I would say not a challenges, one of the major step was how to package a Helm client with a Jenkins slave so that the Helm, all the Helm command can be executed and the deployment can go smooth.
Cool, cool. I think that makes sense. Absolutely. So, I mean, obviously, it fits the bill there using Helm charts. So, I think would you like to walk us through with the key steps that you had actually executed so that people can actually see how a typical flow can happen? I'm sure the pipeline can get as complex as possible for the business requirement, but whatever
Yeah.
simplified view which you have, can we just go through that?
Yeah, so the simplified version, what you see a Helm chart repo. Right now, we are using a GitHub Pages as a Helm chart repo. There are multiple repos which Helm support. Like you can use as simple as HTTP server. You can deploy your charts and uh, uh, files, charts and values file on a normal HTTPD server also. You can use a lot of AWS or Google provided S3 bucket also, where you can deploy your charts. Okay. So right now we are using GitHub Pages where our charts are deployed. The Jenkins, what we are doing, we are using a Helm client. We are building a slave which will have a Helm client baked into that. It will add a repo. Once the repo is added, then the Helm deployment would be done on the dev environment. And from dev environment, once it's successful, it can go to the UAT deployment. Okay. This is just a basic, as Rajiv explained. There are a lot of stages, or there are a lot of blocks which can be integrated further. So let me walk through you the slave file. So this is the repo which have all those files, and the important file is Docker file. So this is a slave, Jenkins slave. We have used this Jenkins slave, a base image for OpenShift 4. By using this base image, we have included the Helm client inside that image, and this has been added on top of Jenkins, and this is used as a label so that all of my Jenkins will run on that inside that container. So this is, if I give you a simple walkthrough of my Jenkins file, which is similar to the block diagram. The first is which agent I want to run. This is the Helm agent, which uses the image or the client or the Jenkins slave which I have created, which I have just shown way back. And then there are multiple stages. The one stage is you are adding a repo. So Helm repo add is a command to add a repo, and then to do a deployment on a dev cluster, we are using Helm upgrade install. So the advantage of Helm upgrade install, if it's a first deployment, it will install the Helm chart. If it's a second deployment, then it will just upgrade the version, and then it's getting deployed on a UAT cluster. So let me give you a walk through. So on the right side, what you see is my Jenkins. So multiple pipeline I have executed, and this has been deployed on my dev as well as on my UAT cluster. Right now, what you see is on the left side is an OpenShift console, and it's a developer perspective where the topology what we see is a Helm has already been deployed. And if I see the Helm deployed, okay, which version is deployed, I can go and see in the Helm, okay, revision 6. This is something, a revision which OpenShift maintain whenever you do a new upgrade or do a deployment of Helm chart. So let me trigger a build. So in Jenkins, I will just go and start a build. And the build number 10 has been started. So what we will see, it will start a Helm. This is offline. This means start a container. The same container, the same slave what we have created. It has a Helm client, and then it will execute my Jenkins file. So like it will take a couple of seconds so that my container is starting up. It will start the deployment. It will add a repo. That is the first step, and it is just now add repo has been completed. Now my deployment will start on the dev. If I go, the last revision was 6th revision on the, this is now my deployment is going on the UAT, and my deployment has been completed. Now if I go see the revision, okay, now the revision has been changed to 7. That means a new deployment has been arrived.
Awesome. So I think here we have to, call out here is that you have already configured the Jenkins agent with the particular label number, label name. That's why you're able to execute all of this. Those have been done in the background, correct?
Yes, yes. So all those label has been added on the background. Yes. It's a simple where you add all those configuration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cool.
those label
I
has
think
been
after
added. Yeah.
Sorry, sorry. So I think that's awesome. I just wanted to check the when I was looking at your pipeline, a couple of questions comes to mind straight away, and that is in your current simplified view of the pipeline, how would you deal with a typical rollback, or how would you deal with say a role-based approval process? For example, a release manager wants to approve a particular release going from one stage to another stage, another one environment, another environment. So how do you deal with that typically in a Jenkins pipeline controlling the heads? Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good point. I think to control a deployment from one cluster to another cluster, definitely in Jenkins you can add a decision making, whether once which will be a manual intervention. It will wait for an input. Like let's say, do you want to do a deployment on UAT? Yes or no. It will wait for your input, and once you trigger that, once you say yes, then it will do the deployment on UAT. And let's say if I have to go one step ahead, if I have to go one step, if I have to add more maturity to this my pipeline, I can always go and check at my pipeline whether I'm deploying version of the chart, the version which I'm deploying on the chart should be greater than what I mean, I should not try to deploy an older chart version, which is which will override the newer one. I think all those checks can be added to this pipeline to make it simple.
Cool, cool, awesome. So I think this is more of a call to an action for our audience. If you guys feel that you want that enhanced version of the pipeline to be showcased, do let us know. We will definitely include that in the next version. In fact, on a closing note, I would like to say, Shailendra, thanks a lot, and we should actually make it more. In the future version, we're coming with the Tecton CD based pipeline, right? So we should have a Helm deployment via Tecton is something we should target the next time.
Yes, 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 definitely. Can
Awesome.
sort
I
of
think the
Jenkins
links.
pipeline, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thanks a lot. I think the references and links will be added in the description section. So with that, share your feedback. Let us know what you want to see more from the enterprise perspective, from the architects, the developers, all are invited to comment. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Chandra. We'll see you again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay, yeah, bye bye.
Take care.